this side. Look, something like that I'll have to do. I'm trying to do about 5 things at once. I'm in here, people. Man, they are trying to ruin our economy. That's what's going on. Whether you believe it or not, I've got about all the proof I need. You know, some things are just unbelievable, and you don't think they're going to come to fruition until you start seeing the signs. And I know that they wanted the oil to cut off, and I thought it was for being able to get into the war. It's not even that. They're trying to wreck the economy. So I don't know exactly how to say this. I guess the simplest way is the easiest and the best. And here I'm gonna shut this machine off for a couple minutes here. Okay. Whether you know it or not, once somebody is the president of the United States, they no longer are allowed to drive themselves in a car. Okay? They have Secret Service that are taught in how to do all the evasive maneuvers. They drive the car. So the whole thing with Joe Biden at the White House with the electric Jeep, we knew this was all propaganda because of this fact that there's no reason for him to drive one. He drove to the end of the driveway. As far as I know, he stopped there, but whatever. They probably had to stop him and say, okay, that's all you're supposed to do. Look, people, and that guy, he's fixing to roll out. And then I'll be rolling out in a bit. I told him, I said, I need 15 minutes in that door. He said, you can have whatever you want, driver. I said, I appreciate that. So I'm here for 15 minutes for you people. All right, so listen. So the whole New World Order thing, part of that is they would like to completely wreck all economies. And there's a couple of countries that have already fallen. I think one was Sri Lanka. I don't know. The oil has really affected a lot of countries, but what they would like to have happen, if they could, just like Obama said, that he said the U.S. is nothing special. Like he said that, he actually said this. He said the U.S. is not special, that every country is the same or whatever. I feel like we're special. We earned it. The point is, they want us to not be special. They want us all making 5 cents an hour, doing manual labor, working for companies owned by the government, so that the government controls the money, controls how much your wages are, and then everybody in every country gets, like, 5 cents an hour or $5 an hour. And if they do this, it would be such deflation that their money, since they have all the money, will be worth more if they don't change it all over to electronic currency, which they'd like to do, so that they can manipulate it further and get kickback after kickback after kickback from it. It's just like when another country goes into the EU, I keep saying that, but it's when they all get on the euro, changing from like the Russian currency or this other country currency or whatever, when they get on the euro, instead of it being that if they're buying like a radish, right, the cheapest of all the vegetables, instead of it being like 5 cents, it automatically goes up to 10 cents. So even though you have a different currency, it costs you more. And those kickbacks, in the end, they don't help you, they help the government, because a lot of it's tax. All right. So right now, and maybe I didn't explain that well, but it's like this. If any of the leadership is corrupt and they have a deal with a whole bunch of other countries to say ruin everybody's economy, and that they will put a couple $1 million in their PAC or in their bank account or whatever, that's how they make money. That's how they stay rich. Like the woman put on her dress there, AOC. That's how they stay rich. Well, they're trying to make us even poorer, and then our money can buy less. Theirs can buy more because we don't have as much. They're trying to run us broke by artificially creating this high fuel price. Now, you don't have to believe me. If you don't believe what I'm saying, you could check it out. But let me just ask you this question. If somebody told you that they had a Harvard degree, the question is, would you believe them if they told you this? A degree from Harvard. Let's say that they were a lawyer. Let's say they were, not only that, like say that they were a solicitor general or somebody high up in the state. Let's say that they were even the senator. Would you believe them then? Today, someone with those exact same credentials, Senator Ted Cruz, got in front of the media and said, this is artificial. This is something they have planned and are implementing, and they want to run you broke so that you will hurt so bad that you will sell your gas-powered car and buy an electric vehicle. And that is the plan. Which that's just part of the plan. The whole New World Order thing, I've got the video. I put it up on Twitter. I'll put a link to it at the end of this, of Ted Cruz saying exactly those same things, that this is all by design. That's what he said. So when you go and you pay fuel at the gas pump and it's not $1 a gallon, it's because they planned it. This was all planned. They're using the war, and they just sent another, I think it was 40 billion or something like this. At some point, somebody had to raise their hand and say it. I said it. I said, hey, wouldn't it be less expensive now if we just go ahead and buy Ukraine and defend it ourselves? Because they said that about the Iraq war when it was over. I'm saying it now. We're getting up there in that kind of a price tag. Now, nothing against arming them. I'm saying they should. I'm just proving the point and raising the point that someone was going to raise sooner or later. It's no problem to send billions and billions of dollars there, but it is a problem to create another baby formula factory, or even to have an answer before you shut ours down. And they said there was a whistleblower that found some bacteria in one or something like this. Here's the point though. How is it they still have baby formula though in all of these illegal immigrant centers, and they've been stockpiling it for months, and they knew this was happening, and they can't release that onto the market or send it back and ship it out to stores? Now they're saying they are. Now they're saying they've got special government airplanes that's going to fly it into areas that need it. Where was they like 3 weeks ago? Women are using pumps and getting up at 4 in the morning to up their supply and help others. This is what's going on. They're saying it on Twitter. I'm telling you people, everything's on Twitter. So you have to look at it, and then you hear somebody like a senator get up there who is actually, he's briefed on national security events and things like this, and he must have seen this to be a threat to our nation's livelihood and security, or he would not have gotten up there and did a press conference and all this stuff in front of cameras or whatever and said this with the backing of other people around him. Because when they stand up there with him, they're not just staffers. So Ted Cruz just put it up. You can Google that, or at the end of this video I'll put a link up to it. I'll put 2 links to 2 videos, but the one you can start at 4 minutes and 10 seconds, and you can listen to him say it's all deliberate. They want to break the back of the working American people, make you broke, so broke that you'll give up your gas-powered vehicle and buy an electric car. Now, first off, Teslas are about 30 grand. Those are ridiculous. Plus, the power company in the first place. If they have a shortage of power and they do the rolling blackouts, then you're going to have an unrolling car, an unrolling blackout car, right? I appreciate the likes. I ain't even done nothing. I just started talking. I just got here. You know, I'm just laying it down like a track of truth and giving it to you people. This is the other piece of the puzzle, though, that I've been looking at sideways and going, they've been talking about a new world order, but you can't know that they really have one Like, they can say Illuminati all day long, but if they don't do anything, you're like, oh, okay, right. They got a little club and they play games. Maybe bridge, you know, card games that nobody plays anymore or whatever. But no. Now that they're implementing things and actually breaking the people with prices, and these countries that don't have oil are going bankrupt, and they're all talking about defaulting, and one's going to fall after another. All these countries are going to fall like dominoes. There's going to be a global reset that will likely be like Cuba right now. Cuba started the International Monetary Fund for countries that might need help, but then they backed out of it, seeing that it was kind of messed up, and now they've leaned on Russia for all these years. Russia gave them gas, just gave it to them. They could turn around and sell on the market and make more money. They gave them things. They gave them so much, right? Now Russia can't do that. So now they're looking, and they have nobody to be an ally with. It may very well be that we need to bail out Cuba so that people don't die, depending on what the government is. Now, I understand at the time when they put the missiles down there, that was a bad thing. We've had an embargo on them. We put it back into effect. It's still there. So all the things that Obama did to try to normalize relations was rolled back under Trump, and that makes sense. However, once it becomes a humanitarian effort and people are dying of starvation, someone has to be the adult in the room. We'll probably have to bail out Cuba, or they'll be on boats floating in the ocean, some of them drowning, some of them being picked up by the Coast Guard anyhow and brought to Miami. It's going to happen. They can't just sit down there and die. It's that bad right now with Cuba. Now, my understanding is there's a fuel situation in Sri Lanka, whatever. They have gone and now said, just like in Ukraine, how some of those, even those military operators are riding bicycles back and forth. They have now said, okay, the new transportation is going to be a bicycle. They want to pummel us back to the Stone Age with this economic disaster they've pulled out of their hat and shoved it into the file that's marked Russian war. They're all labeling it. All of this falls under the umbrella of Ukraine got attacked and now there's this. But that's not really what it is, because they could have did so much to make fuel prices go down. They could have opened back up the Keystone Pipeline. They could have opened up another Canadian pipeline. They could have, they've got all these leases that are being denied to be able to be moved on. They've got, you know, if they explore and they see that something is difficult, I mean, they've actually banned all fracking, okay? So there goes all that, you know? That's where we were energy independent under Trump. It was not very long ago. We were energy independent. We didn't need no other nation. They've even cut off the Alaskan pipeline. It's my understanding those people in Alaska get their money, their check every year, or every month, or whatever, yearly, but every month, I guess, for how much fuel is sold out of Alaska, because they don't bring it here. They sell it on the international market, and the Alaskan people who live there, you have to live there a couple years, and then you get the check. So they're even cutting that. They would like to run us all broke and have us starve. Okay? We are the carbon footprint they would like to reduce. So I'm gonna get off this thing. I'm going to put up a link to the video of Ted Cruz saying what he had to say, and he wouldn't have said that, and he really puts himself out there with that. He wouldn't have said that if he didn't think it was a national security situation need to be talked about. But right now I'm fixing to man, I'm fixing to be Oscar Mike. I got to roll. This guy, he's coming over. Is he gonna? Please don't hit me, bro. I don't know if he needs his door. No, he's good. So, hold tight. I got to move this for a second. So people, like I said, I'm gonna put the link up to Ted Cruz telling it like it is and telling you what's going on, that this was all by design. That's what he says in the end of it. Start listening at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. I think it's 4:10. Just start listening at 4 minutes in. You can listen to the whole thing if you want. Listen to it twice. But if you do listen to it, and when you do find that what I'm telling you is actual, and you see it's the truth from a man who went to freaking Harvard and has a law degree, and I think he was like Solicitor General or whatever for the state of Texas, and he's also a representative. He's like I guess you call him the junior representative, whatever. For him to get up there and say that, forget my credentials of just being a person that has a gift and also has some knowledge and I look stuff up. Forget all what I'm saying. Don't take me for my word. Listen to what he's saying. That's how important this is. So this is to the American people, seriously, I don't know what else you need to tell you that there actually is a new world order. There actually are people that are trying to derail our good thing we have going as being a free nation that we believe in, our companies having fair competition in the market. They're trying to ruin the market. They don't want there to be a market. Not at all. Market is gone with a mark. Not market as you go to the market and you get things. You can't get things at the market anymore because things are not on the shelves. And it's not because of truckers. The companies, there's a lot of collusion going on. This is conspiracy fact. They are trying to wipe out all the small companies. Other bigger companies are going along with it because they're going to reap the benefits and they can take them over. But in the end, if they don't go along to get along with the government will take them over and nationalize it. Kind of like how Russia nationalized all of their companies, and then they can have us all making $5 an hour or $1 an hour or a day or whatever they want to call it. It'll be a global or international rate is what they'll call it, something like that. Like everybody across all countries should make the same amount of money, but then things cost a lot. They don't want you to have anything. If it doesn't make you understand that they don't care for starvation, except for to use people, and all that craziness with, man, I don't even get into the scary stuff of it all, but they always use people who are poor, and it's never good. So they want us all to be poor so they can use us as they want. That's just the truth. So people, I'm gonna get off this thing. Like I said, I'll put the link up. I had to do this because I saw Ted Cruz talking about it. I'm like, this has got to go viral, what he's doing. And me, I'm just a trucker. What do I know, right? Well, this is the other piece of what they're trying to do. And they don't care if you have a car or not. They don't care if you have gas in your car or not, if you can make it to work or not. Okay? They would like you to struggle and to have nothing. Because they have, like Margaret Sanger had that idea of eugenics and having the population being low and this and that, right? So they can control you easier because there's less people to control. Well, in the end, what they have right now, they think there's too many people, which is not true, because we could easily go out to Arizona or Nevada, all these open places, and terraform the place and make it into whatever we want it to be. That's why they're cutting off the fertilizer. They're making it a wheat shortage. They're making it a food shortage, because under stress, all animals, including people, have less children. Okay? You won't procreate. So if they can't kill your babies by abortion, they will starve you out so you won't procreate. That is what they do. That's just the other piece in the puzzle. And the best way to control that right now is them cutting the fuel off and making fuel prices so high you can't afford a gallon of gas. There's people on Twitter talking about, I just filled up my tank for $22. It was my lawnmower, but I'm trying to stay optimistic. That's what they're putting on Twitter. And Ted Cruz was just saying it. If they can break the backs of the women putting fuel in their minivan and the men putting fuel in their trucks, that's what they're trying to do, to make you either ride a bicycle. He didn't say this part, but that is the other answer, is ride a bicycle, or buy an electric car that you can't afford anyway. So I'm getting off this thing. That's all I got. Somebody wants to make some comments, go ahead, beat me up if you want to, see what you got to say, and then I'm getting off here. But like I said, you don't have to listen to me. Listen to somebody that went to Harvard, that has a degree, that's in the know, that gets briefed on national security events and this and that, and felt compelled to come forward and tell us about it, so that we would actually know, yes, you're not wrong for thinking the situation makes no sense. You're not wrong for thinking they should be doing something about it, and they act like they can't, or they are, but it's not doing anything. And you're not crazy to look at the fuel prices and say, how's this sustainable? It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be the be-all, end-all. So, welcome to their new world order. They want to change it. They don't want cash currency so that they can track everything. They don't want for you to have freedom. They're messing with your freedom, whether you realize it or not. They don't need checkpoints. They already have those with the cell phone towers that tell where you're at all the time. Okay? They don't need checkpoints to control you. They can just make it so you can't afford to go anywhere with the gas that you use. So, this guy's here is going to give me a hard time, I think, pulling over here to, or walking over here to, no, he's just got to go to the end. I ain't trying to put nobody on video. I'm not trying to make nobody famous here. So, but I'll tell you where I'm at. I'll be leaving here in a bit, but I'm in the greatest state of Texas, and I appreciate Ted Cruz from here getting up and telling what's going on. So, but I got to go somewhere else, because, you know, you pick up something in one place, you take it to another. I'm trying to feed you people. I'm the supply line. God bless you. I'm out. Peace.